story goes back a few hundred years. There was a great Kabbalist, Rabbi Moshe Galanti, who was in Damascus, Syria. And he was told that there's this great Arab sheikh who, whenever anybody needed healing, they would go to him, and he was able to awaken miracles. He was able to awaken miracles. And of course, those of us who are spiritual, you hear somebody who's able with their prayer to awaken miracles of healing in impossible cases, you want to learn the secret. You always want to learn more and more secrets. So he goes, and he was relatively well known at the time, he goes to this Arab sheikh and he says, please, can you teach me your secret? How is it whenever anybody is in dire need of a miracle, healing, or anything, you're able to awaken it for them? So he says, he understood that Moshe Galanti was a very big soul, that he deserves to learn the secrets. He says, I'm willing to give over to you my secrets of how I'm able to awaken the light of healing, but I need you to prepare yourself, because the secrets that I'm going to reveal to you are so elevated and powerful, you can't just come into my study and I'll give them over to you. He says, I ask you for the next 7 days to fast every single day, to go to the mikveh. The sheikh is telling Moshe Galanti, says, every day for the next 7 days, you're going to fast and you're going to go to the mikveh. Of course, he agrees. The 7 days pass, and he comes to the house of the sheikh, and the sheikh says, okay, now he asked him, of course, did you fast for the past 7 days? He says, yes. Did you go to the mikveh every single day? He said, yes. Did you prepare yourself to receive the great secrets and the great light? He said, yes. So he brings him, from his home, he had an outer, like an annex, an outside part of the house. And he brings him into the room. And he says to the sheikh says to Rabbi Moshe Galanti, he says, before we could enter into the room where the secrets are, I need you there was a mikveh in the room. They went to the mikveh, and he had they were wearing different clothes. He says, but to be able to receive the secret, you have to only come in white clothes. They had white clothes for him, one set of white clothes for him, one set of white clothes for the sheikh. He says, before we enter into the room, there's another room we enter, and where we pray and we beg the Creator to make this connection that we're going to make in the revelation of these secrets truly reveal their light. And they do that, they spend a few hours in that ante room to pray. And then they finally says, now we're finally ready to enter into the Chamber of Secrets. They walk into the Chamber of Secrets. And the sheikh says to Rabbi Moshe Galanti, he says, you think you're ready? He says, yes. And he opens up there's like a covering, what we call it, parochet, like they had in the temple, like we have before the ark, and they open the parochet, and there's this beautiful wooden, with gold inlaid box. He opens up the box, and inside of the box, there's a tetragrammaton, Yud Ke Vav Ke, written in gold. And he says to him, he says, whenever I need to awaken a miracle, I do everything that we've done up until now. And I come into this room, and I pray, and I beg the light of the Creator. And when I see the Yud Ke Vav Ke shine with light, then I know that I have succeeded in my prayers. Now, Rav Moshe Galanti, as he hears this, he's both confused and excited. On the one hand, the Tetragrammaton, I mean, we all have these, right? And it's filled with hundreds of times that the Tetragrammaton appears. So he's trying to make sense. How is it that the Tetragrammaton that we all, I was going to say unfortunately, right, use hundreds of times a day, but aren't able to awaken a miracle, this Arab sheikh was able to? And the answer is very simple. Very simple. The intensity and desire with which he connected to the Tetragrammaton is beyond what all of us do. And because of that, he was able to awaken the miracle. So simple, but so sad. Because to all of us, today we're here at the center, or you're going to be streaming, you're going to hear the Tetragrammaton many, many times. Do you think there's a chance that because you're going to hear it once or look at it once, you're going to be able to create the miracle for yourself or for somebody else? Chances are most of us don't. We don't come in on this Shabbat to connect to the Tetragrammaton knowing we're going to be able to awaken a miracle. Why? Because of our limited desire and therefore our limited intensity. We don't need any more secrets. We don't need any more revelations. We have the Tetragrammaton. What we don't have is enough desire or intensity.